Hey guys, this is Orlando.
And this is Brandon.
It's Denzel.
And this is Samantha.
And thanks for tuning in again to Walker Vibes. We just saw an amazing episode. So I'm super excited that we're all back together this week. Last week you heard our episode from me and Sam. We had a great time at Walker StalkerCon Chicago, and we are looking forward to the future events. So I have a special game set up for us, and it is called Would You Rather. Ooh. Very nice. I made up some flashcards with different predicaments. You have to pick the right one to yourself, okay? So, I have flashcards here. Who would like to be first?
Me.
Samantha.
Samantha. Okay.
Samantha.
So, pick your card. Read it out loud.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm not looking. I swear. Oh, wait. I think I picked two. I'll pick this one. Alright. Would you rather have a plastic spork as your only weapon or only have one arm? And why? Oh, God. I feel like...
That's the only weapon you get to have for the whole apocalypse.
No, like, I'd rather have one arm. Like, if you're gonna have a plastic spork, you might as well have just one arm. Like, that's just ridiculous. What is that gonna... That's not doing anything. You're not
We're
even...
talking, like, high school lunch sports.
It's just not happening, dude. I'd use my arm that I lost as a weapon.
Good.
I want to chime in on this real quick.
There's no chiming in. This is Would You Rather.
I'm going to chime in on this real quick. I would choose the spork.
I would choose the spork as well.
You can definitely become a master sporksman. There's no way you can't survive with just the spork.
I would just crack necks.
Exactly.
No.
Crack necks with a spork.
Yeah.
Or you can
Okay.
sharpen the spork down so it's just like the handle, and there you go. You're good to go.
But I would break.
Good luck.
I think either way you have a good weapon.
Good luck.
On to the next one.
Cool. On to the next. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Wait,
Alright.
can I do a transition? Like, number 2. just
Okay, so number 2.
Would you rather walk around with a baby or walk around with legless dog, but the dog can fly?
What?
What?
Wait.
I would
You don't-
absolutely choose a dog that can fly.
But it's
flying
legless.
dog.
So when it's on the ground, it's completely useless.
But it can
It's
just
never
fly the
needs to
whole
be
time. Who cares? I could just set it down somewhere, kill a bunch of walkers, and just have it fucking fly
And
away.
I wouldn't feel as bad not feeding a dog rather than not feeding a baby. So
Would it just look like a nugget with wings?
a flying nugget.
It's like a hoverboard dog.
All right.
Yeah, could I ride the dog though? Like seriously, like
Yes, Denzel, you can ride the dog all day.
What kind of dog is this? This isn't a horse.
It's
I mean, if it's like Clifford the big red dog shit. I
A
mean,
legless.
I feel like if it's a
Clifford, the
flying
big red
dog, it has to be a Clifford.
exactly. If
Yeah.
it could fly, why can't it be big as Clifford?
Can it be a dachshund?
There we
Be a
go.
dachshund. Pretty big.
Mastiff.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Mastiff.
Denzel decided to go with the flying dog. Very good choice, Brandon.
Number 3. Would you rather only be able to walk backwards or eat only sardines for the rest of your survival? And why?
That's backwards, people, not forwards. So your back is facing everything you're going into.
I hate sardines. But I'm going to go with that. Walking backwards is dangerous. No funny comments. That's
Why
it.
can't you be the master walking backer?
That takes
he's
too
not
much. That
fucking-
takes
he's
way
not
too
Michael
much
You
Jackson.
can
skill.
be a master
That's a lot of effort.
sportsman.
That's a lot of skill. Okay, if you give me the fork as well, I will choose backwards. I'll be the walking backwards
Dude.
sportsman.
You'd be unstoppable. Just walking backwards with a spork, no one's gonna stop you.
If I could have multiple sporks,
Walking backwards with your spork and your legless flying dog.
I would tie them
Ooh.
together. Get like some spork chucks, some nunchucks.
All right, I'll pick the next one.
Number 4.
Hold that out for me.
Okay, Orlando, I'm gonna hold these cards for you. Take one.
Would you rather marry Lori or marry Andrea?
Ooh, super interesting.
I don't know.
I feel like it's pretty easy.
I feel like I'd marry Lori.
You would marry a cheating whore.
I would marry Lori.
Oh my
I would.
gosh, he just said that on not live broadcast.
Because she knows how to survive. So did Andrea.
I'm
Lori
sorry.
did know how to survive. I don't know. I think she's hotter than her.
I mean,
I don't know.
Plus,
dude.
she's gonna watch Carl, and that's actually at this point I don't even need her to watch Carl because
Yeah,
Carl
Carl-
can hold his own.
badass.
Carl's definitely over 10 years old now.
So I don't know. I'd still marry her, just for pure hotness, pure looks. That's it.
I would pick Andrea.
All right.
Go.
Next card.
Number 5.
Thank you, Brandon.
Almost lost count.
This is a lot. Wow. Would you rather have electricity and be the only person in your group who can't use it, or have unlimited ammo and be the only person who can shoot guns? Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, you have unlimited ammo.
But you're
That's
the
like-
only one shooting a gun. Say there's a horde
Oh,
coming
I'm
at
the-
you. And
But, like,
everyone
other
else
people
has to have sporks.
But like other people have like swords and stuff, right?
mean,
Like
Sure.
Okay.
They could be master sporksmen.
I don't know. Electricity, like, it's important, but I mean, you can live without it. They've been doing it for a while. I don't know. Unlimited ammo seems like a
Yeah,
gift
but
from
electricity,
heaven.
you can contact other people who have like walkie-talkies.
I'm
you
sorry,
can-
but I'm taking the
Taking
unlimited
ammo.
ammo.
Ammo's a win.
Hell yeah, dude.
there you go.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
All right, Denzel.
Got a couple more. Number 6.
would you rather be the governor but never die, or be Rick and survive alone?
Wow.
Ooh.
Guys, I put a lot of thought into these questions.
Yeah, you did. I'm proud.
I made them all of like 5 minutes before you guys came over.
So, when you say be the governor or be Rick, like, what does that really mean?
You know, they're their own character. Like, would you rather be a one-eyed, crooked man that just never dies?
Who's
Who
not
never dies.
who's not evil in his own eyes. It's just that's the way we've seen him. Or would you rather be Rick, the guy that we see
You can
as
be an
the
inevitable
good guy?
ruler or a lonely sheriff.
Benevolent ruler. I don't know. Only by virtue of what I interpret the governor as, I would pick Rick. But I guess if I was thinking about it in my own mind and I didn't think that I was the bad guy, I would rather live with other people.
I know. Like, being alone is like death itself.
Yeah. But then again, I also wouldn't want to live forever if that's what you're
know.
inferring.
You
That's
live
just
forever.
awful.
Nothing kills you. You never grow
Jesus,
old.
that's worse.
Nah, I'd be Rick.
You'd be
Nope,
Rick
Yeah.
I'd be Rick. Yeah.
and live alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be Rick.
All right.
These
that's
are really
you.
good questions.
All right, Brandon.
Number 7.
I think it was 8.
No, it was 7
Oh.
because I had 8 cards and
Oh,
there's
okay.
one left.
Would you rather wake up every day with amnesia or be a beaver? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Amnesia or sneeze uncontrollably when walkers are around you, and why? Oh.
So every day is the first day of the apocalypse for you.
I wouldn't be able to do amnesia. I would have to do sneeze uncontrollably when walkers are around you.
We're talking about big sneezes.
Bro, I have legs still, right? I can run.
You can't run if you're like sneezing hard.
I'm saying, dude.
I would do a quick demo for you guys, but I don't want to get up. I could sneeze and run. I do it all the time.
You do it backwards
You
with
do
a
it all the
spork and a
time?
flying dog while
Jesus.
married to Lori.
I can run backwards while sneezing with spork chucks. Be a master sporksman. And wear a Master Chief helmet.
Don't even know how that's relevant, but that's Brandon. All right. So last question.
Number 8. Final question.
All the
I
points
get
here.
I get like the boring ones, and I did mix these up. Would you rather live in the prison safely or live on Herschel's farm safely?
Either way, you're safe.
Either way, you're safe.
Herschel's farm.
I would pick Herschel's farm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have
Herschel
to.
Farm, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of land. You can grow more
Farming.
things. Yeah, there's farming.
And it's like a prison will never seem like home.
You don't have to worry about dropping the soap.
Wow.
Well, I feel like you would just drop the soap.
I'll do it on purpose.
You just dropped the soap on purpose.
You would do it on purpose.
I would. I'm doing it now. So there you go,
We're
Herschel's
gonna
farm.
we're gonna edit this out, right?
I hope we're
All
editing
right.
the majority.
So what'd you
We
guys
should
think?
make a bloopers episode.
What'd you guys think about the game?
I loved it. I love trivia.
Okay, so it really wasn't trivia, but all right.
It was really
So
good.
we all had a good time. Trying to just break the ice a little easier because I'm pretty bad in transitioning, and I figured that would help.
You are.
All right, so this episode, season 5, episode 12.
Yeah.
Really cool. The group got to Alexandria. We saw what that was all about. It seemed pretty safe to me. I thought it was a great looking place. They got some really cool mansions. So it's living a whole nother life. Going right into it. Right through the door, giving up their weapons. That was a big thing. They all put their weapons on the car. What do you guys think about that?
That's scary, considering what they've been through so far with other communities like that. Whole lot of trust issues. And I would have done the same thing as them. I would have been like, nah, I'm going to hold on to my guns for now.
Kind of want to actually backtrack before they actually gave up the weapons. They were asked to, and their immediate reaction was, suck my ass. They were not about it. It kind of gave like a flashback to actually the very first episode of the new season. Actually, no. Correction. The very last episode of season 4, where they just got to Terminus and they were told, hey, you guys have to give up your weapons. So, you know, after that experience, everybody's kind of just like guarded. They're just like, I'm not about this.
Yeah.
How I see it is, I mean, like, yeah, you're always going to be hesitant because those are your weapons, but I saw maybe, like, a slight bit more, like, confidence in giving them up because, like, we've seen what they can do without weapons, so I still think they're better off, like, either way, with or without weapons. Like, they got it.
You gotta also look at it this way. If they don't have the weapons, who has their weapons then? So regardless if they, if they know how to use their knives, they know how to, defend themselves on hand-to-hand combat, the other folks have their weapons, and those are pretty good weapons.
Yeah.
A lot of guns. So
Those are the biscuits.
yeah, those are the sweet biscuits.
Sweet biscuits.
But if it was more of an even game, the other guys didn't have the guns and they didn't have the guns, then I definitely would bank on our group all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, they gave up their weapons, and it was a big move, and it was a really big move for the group to do that. Like, just feeling the whole place felt kind of sketchy to begin with, especially to Rick. He wants to protect his family, and giving up what protects his family was super, super hard for him. Definitely. Even like before that too, like going in, Daryl shooting that possum, and everyone was like on edge. It was just like not their. I mean, obviously they're still gonna hold on to their old ways, but they still weren't fully there until they were inside in the house. They didn't fully feel like, okay, we have to give these things up. So I think they had all the right to hold on to those feelings.
Yeah,
I agree.
So we see them walking into Alexandria. They gave up their weapons, and they met Deanne. What do you guys think about Deanne?
I'm actually not 100% sure, so I'm kind of useless here. I don't know what to think about her yet. I really don't, because she seems nice. I would just tread lightly, be cautious.
There's definitely like a hidden agenda feel. Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like almost anywhere they go, there will be.
Yeah, she kind of she seems very, not necessarily cold, but definitely very calculated. She almost reminds me of like the governor. She has the potential to be the governor. She has a very clear understanding of what she wants from Rick. It seems like, well before they actually got to the safe zone. It seems like she's kind of grooming him to become a leader of some sort.
Absolutely.
And it definitely seems like in the interview process that they had, that they're in need of a leader more than anything else.
And when, she came into the house and she said, I have a job for everyone. She said, I'm not sure for Sasha and also for Michonne and for Mr. Dixon. Like, she knew them by their name, first name, last name. And she already, again, secret agenda. She already planned all this. She already knew she wanted Rick to be the cop. And she had specific jobs for everyone. But the way she went into it is as if this has been in the making for a while. So, and we all know the group has been followed. Everyone's following them, and they're really good with hiding and watching them from a distance.
Just talking about like our first impressions of her, I don't know. It's such a different take on like when someone brings a group in. Like, they're doing actual interviews. Like, they're recording their reactions and they're asking them questions. Like, they're interviewing for a new job position, which they technically are, but it's such a different take.
It felt sort of surreal. Stuff was going back to how stuff was was actually,
Yeah.
like they had electricity. There was a video camera recording them. He was shaving when Carl turned on the faucet and the water was coming out. Like, it was almost as if it just happened way too fast, and it's like, wow, this is a lot to take in at once.
Well, yeah, you saw like Carl like almost freaked out, and the kids were like, "You want to play video games? You want to do this?" And he's just like, "Whoa, buddy, like,
It was a bit
calm
too much
down."
for him,
Yeah.
What's a video game? That's what he said.
And I know we were talking about in that scene when Deanna was talking to Rick, and he almost looked taller than her, a lot taller than her. And obviously, that scene can just sort of shows who's in power. She wants him to be the cop, but he knows what it takes. He knows that he needs to have his own secret agenda and not tell her anything about it. And at the end of the day, I feel like his group will prevail if anything goes down.
I think Deanne's very cognizant of the fact that like the group could essentially take over that safe zone if they wanted to.
Absolutely.
I think she understands that Rick is very powerful. She understands that that group is very dangerous. I think that she's trying to kind of find a way to tame them and potentially use them for her own, game, whatever
their
it is
own
that she
game,
might be trying to
exactly.
do.
Yep.
While on the other hand, Rick is like, nah, if I don't like him, this is our place.
There you go. Yeah, he almost. I know we were gonna talk about that a little bit later, but he almost when he said, he almost sounded like the governor to me. He goes, "We're gonna take this place if we have to." Like that's governor all day. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny how we always keep going back to the governor. Like, obviously he was the greatest villain of the show. I mean,
Of course.
easily. But like, the governor's kind of a classic case of I don't want to be cliche, but like Batman when he was like, "Oh, live long enough to see yourself become the villain or die a hero." Like, that's kind of where everybody seems to be. I don't know.
What's a Batman?
Well, I mean, the governor had the same intentions, I would say, as anyone else. Protect your own. It got a little out of hand.
A little psychotic.
It got a lot out of hand. But no one really goes into the zombie apocalypse with these villain agendas.
Intentions.
Yeah, intentions. They never really go in saying, "I'm going to kill a ton of people just for the sake of killing them." He knew he had Woodbury. He knew what he wanted it to become, and he tried his very best until at this one point he snapped and he just started going other routes. But yeah, Rick definitely sounded like him. I feel like when he was like, "We'll just take this place over," and not for the wrong reasons. He sounded like him for the good reasons.
Yeah, I think Rick saying that, it said a lot about him too, because I mean, not only did it say something about like the strength of the group and them being very confident that they could take over Alexandria, but it's him being so happy and comfortable in the place that they found that he's willing to do that. Like when he goes and talks to who was he talking to? Daryl or Michonne? When he was saying how him and Lori would drive around these houses hoping
It was
to
Daryl.
Daryl, yeah. Like they would drive around hoping that one day it'd be theirs, and now he's there. So I think he's gonna do anything he can to stay there.
Yeah, Deanna was quite a character. And there were actually a few more characters that we got to meet in the group, some of which Carl interacted with, a lot of the other kids. He talked to two other kids that were boys, and there was a girl, Enid. What do you guys think about Enid? I mean, we know she's like a little rebel, seeing as how she jumped out of the actual Alexandria.
Yeah, she's definitely war torn, just like the other group. She went in recently, and you could tell when the other guys were talking to Carl, and they're like, "Yeah, you want to play video games, and you want to do this, you want to." He was like, "Whoa, this is like a lot," and she noticed that he was like that. He looked at her, and they sort of had a moment there. They shared a common feeling. So I definitely think there's gonna be a lot more between those two.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious about Enid's backstory. Just her being so quiet and like Orlando said, kind of war torn. She's very, very mysterious. The fact that she jumped over the little gate and was kind of exploring. It should be interesting to see how her and Carl's relationship kind of develops.
Definitely, yeah. I don't know if she's in the comics, right? Enid, the character herself. I know Carl does meet a girl in the safe zone, but I'm not sure if it was Enid specifically.
She definitely.
But yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. She definitely, like, you can tell she knew, like, what she was doing. Like, she knew to put the spokes to jump over, like the wall. So it seemed like she's been doing that for a while, or even from the beginning. Just the question is, why is she leaving and where is she going to?
Yeah. Yeah, so she definitely her and Carl definitely had like a little moment. Also, when Rick was, I guess, doing his first like walk at night, he got up, he couldn't sleep, and he was walking through the streets, and there was that guy he met. What was that all about? That guy sitting down in the chair on the porch.
Yeah, seemed a little mysterious.
Yeah, definitely. He said Jesse was his wife. That was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, dude, my wife cut your hair and you were shirtless.
Yeah, he seemed a little like, jealous. I mean, obvious. It seems kind of weird, like some random new guy is here and my wife, is cutting his hair. I don't know. He seemed like he was trying to intimidate Rick a little bit. Obviously not the best idea, but obviously he doesn't know what he's dealing with.
Jesse definitely like was trying to make her way into him, like trying to get Rick's attention. So that's kind of funny if she's married and
maybe she should be a little neighborly,
a little too neighborly.
Rick's used to those kind of women, right?
I think I probably would have been jealous too, but he didn't seem like a nice guy. So I think there's gonna be a little bit of conflict in the future with him.
Yeah, like we said in the last episode, internal conflict's gonna be a big one. Yeah, that guy is definitely sketch. Sat on that porch. Another cool moment that I think really said a lot about Carl and the way Carl and Rick interact now, which is a lot different from before. So when Rick asked Carl, "Hey, what do you think about this place?" and he goes, I really like it, but I don't know. These people seem weak, and I don't want it to make us weak." Like, he really understands that at the end of the day, survival is super important, and he feels like they're gonna make him weak. I really don't feel like they're weak. They have a different mindset to the apocalypse because they were behind the walls since day one. Yeah, they have some scouting groups and they know what's out there. I guess they know the danger. They haven't experienced the full danger, but I don't think they're weak. To say, I think they have a different sort of strength.
I don't know. I would say that they are weak. I think they're very naive to what is going on outside. Even like the little things like when that little scouting group went out and they were like, "Oh yeah, we brought the biscuits," so whatever.
Man.
Like they were so excited about like little handguns.
2 pistols, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, they don't really understand what they need to survive in this world. And also to that point, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but also when they were tying up the walker, like they don't understand, like, this isn't something that you mess around with. Like, these things will take you out. And they, if anything, they should definitely know that because they said they just lost 4 people the last time they went out. So I definitely think they are weak. I don't think that they understand exactly what it takes to survive. And I think that that's the whole point of why Rick is there to begin with.
Definitely. You also got to look at how it is how their level of survival is relevant to where they are in the apocalypse. So when you look at the level that our group now was at when they first started, like, they first barely knew about the apocalypse and they were surviving the way that they could. Not all of them knew how to shoot and not all of them knew how to scout. So when you look at these guys, it doesn't necessarily mean they're weak. It just means that they're stuck behind the walls. They're not assuming that there's people out there that are going to kill them. But if they did experience that, I don't see why they wouldn't change their game up a bit. They definitely get a little bit more strong. You know what I mean?
But I can definitely see like how the group would see themselves stronger because they definitely know what they've been through, and
of course,
it's very unlikely, almost to none, that those people have done anything close to that.
Yeah, I just think, like, I don't know, I'm just thinking about the group and their overall progression. I don't know, even just thinking about how the group was back in Atlanta when they were, I don't even know where that little area was, but like they had that little campsite. I don't know, they seemed like
the outskirts. Yeah,
they seemed like, obviously they didn't fully know the extent of what was going on with the zombie apocalypse, but I think that they were a lot more tactical, a lot more prepared than this group is now. I don't know, like they didn't see the zombies as something to play around with and like tie one up because they killed their friend.
Well, they feel really safe. Like, they're behind these huge walls.
Concrete
it's almost as if,
I think they've taken their safety for granted. So I understand what you mean as far as saying that they're
it's almost as if
weak, but
this place isn't going down. We know we're safe. This place isn't going down. But like we all know, like even the Titanic sank. Like, they really don't know what's out there, and they're just like, they're naive. They are kind of naive about it.
That makes me really want to see what would happen if they did have like a horde just come up on it. Like everybody thought the prison was
That's
good.
gotta happen eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're setting the stage for that.
The
That's
better,
showing the people.
the
the
better
way.
question is how would they be overrun? Like it would only. I feel like it would only be a mistake of someone leaving the door open. Like it's not like zombies are just gonna start walking through steel.
Well,
Or-
we will, I'm sure, hopefully, eventually see how durable those walls really are, because it's like the prison did have just gates, but as long as they took care of just some of the walkers, they were fine. But just a few more than they could handle, and it was like boom, tear it down really easily.
That actually brings us back to Deanna, when she was talking about she's done things and that she exiled 3 men. What if those 3 men are the demise of the safe zone?
Yeah, exactly. They could be the guys that carved the W's in those zombies' heads and trying to cause havoc around the safe zone to come back and make it worse for them.
Yeah.
That's very, very true.
That's scary. Stop. I don't want to think about that.
Stop.
Very, very good point. And we were also talking about, like how Deanna has her sort of scheme and her back plan. And we were also, when she was interviewing Carol, like Carol was calm. Like she knows how to play the game. She knows what to say, what Deanna wants to hear. And you can definitely tell we know Carol, like, if shit goes down, like,
Yeah.
we know what's going down.
It's great. It was sort of weird for her to say that she didn't really think she was much like of an addition to the group, because like seeing her now, she's so tough, and like she had to make like more of the bigger decisions of the group that maybe they don't all know about, but
She
was
definitely
definitely-
undersold herself.
yeah, like, it was,
that's
well, I
for
mean,
sure.
maybe she did it on
On
purpose.
purpose.
I truly believe she did it on purpose. Maybe because she's not 100% trusting them yet, so she doesn't want them
Yeah.
to know what kind of woman she really is.
Yeah.
That's truly scary. Like
Yeah.
a woman like Carol who can do that so effortlessly, like she's number 1 in my book.
It's like Gone Girl.
MVP.
And I actually think it's funny. She was saying how, do you guys have like a youth group like I can lead or something? And it reminded me of the prison when she was teaching all the kids
Yes,
how to
how
use
to-
the
That's
weapons.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. That was very good. Yeah, I did notice that too. Absolutely.
So she's about to take all the little kids, turn them on them if they need to, and that's gonna be her kid army.
And then they're gonna have psycho kids that kill their sisters
Right. So hopefully she would
Right.
take care
With
of them.
sporks
with sporks.
and flying dogs.
Spork masters.
What do you guys think about Michonne? Like Michonne's been changing. I feel like she's definitely been like Rick's right-hand woman.
She's lightening up.
There's definitely something going on between them with the feelings. Like there is a Daryl and Carol feeling. There's definitely a Rick and Michonne feeling. But she's been his backup for a lot. Like she gets his mind straight in those small moments when he clocked Aaron in the face and all those things. Like she's definitely his right hand person for that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think is gonna happen between them?
For now, I don't think it's anything romantic. I mean, I don't know. I think it really is just like her being his right-hand man. Could easily turn into something else, but I think it's really just, hey, I'm here for you.
Yeah. Well, outside of Michonne, like, relative to Rick, I just think her character as a whole, out of everybody in the group, I think seems to be the most level-headed and most sensible right now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
She's not paranoid. Like she is very calculated as far as like, okay, like I understand that we don't necessarily need to trust these people right now, but it is okay to let your guard down and not be so ruthless towards them because they will be assets in the future. Yeah, I mean, obviously even you talked about Carol, and Carol seems to be kind of scheming at some level, trying to plot some sort of way to infiltrate, like, this new group system to kind of, see what they're all about. Michonne just seems very ready to like accept, whatever this new group has to offer.
It's a good mindset.
Yeah. Like, you need somebody to have some sort of hope and, be willing to accept other people. So I like Michonne's mindset right now.
Yeah.
She's definitely been like a stable character. We see a few times when she had her flashbacks and when she was going through her stuff with Andrea. But Michonne has been one of the most stable characters that we see in the show. Back when she was first presented, when she saved Andrea, everyone was like, "Oh my god, like who is that hooded character with those 2 zombies?" She's definitely one of my favorite characters, and I don't know if she dies anytime soon. Like, I don't know. Hashtag Michonne dies, we riot. And like Daryl, like where is he at? He didn't shower for a while. Like, did he even shower yet?
No.
That guy's so dirty, dude. But he needs to change up his mindset a bit. I mean, obviously he's still a little down about Beth, but what do you think is gonna happen with him?
Well, we talked about Rick and how with his haircut and shaving his face, it's almost as if it seems like a new look, a new beginning. I feel like Daryl almost doesn't want to start over, and he's, again, if a new look equals a new beginning, he's keeping the same look. He doesn't want to start over. He wants to make sure he doesn't get weak, just like, you know, Carl and Carol don't want to get weak by getting too comfortable there. I feel like he's the same way. He's probably used to being a loner at this point. He's probably used to just doing whatever he has to, and he just wants to keep it that way and not open up to anyone, not get too comfortable. Just maybe he's afraid of doing that.
Yeah, he seems. I mean, I don't know. He's definitely stuck in that old mindset, and he was jumping at the chance to, you know, tackle that guy to the ground when Glenn punched him in the face.
Oh, he loves that. So he lives for that, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, he's definitely. It's gonna take him some time, which is usually how it goes with Daryl. You know, just got to ease him into things, and you know, eventually he'll come around. Maybe not the same way as everyone else, but you know.
Let's talk about that. Like, let's talk about Deanna's son.
Oh man,
like that guy.
What's
Like,
his name? Aiden.
I hate him. I'm sure we all hate him. Like right from the very beginning, and he was just like, you know, you gotta follow me. What I say goes. And I don't know. I thought he was gonna be a little bit better, like his character overall. But then when he said, yeah, we tied up the zombie, I was like, no, it's not one of these. Like, we're over this. We're past this. But then the zombie came out, started attacking Tara, and it was just really weird. And I don't like him at all. But when he swung for Glenn, dude.
And he ducked, he was like, nope.
Nope. Dude, that was a great scene, dude. And then Daryl tackling the other guy. Like, I don't know. Like, these guys are definitely proving themselves. Our group. They're definitely proving themselves to the safe zone, and people are like, yeah, let's not mess with them.
Yeah.
And hopefully that doesn't cause any more conflict. Hopefully that's more of a, okay, we want you to be our friends, not foes, not we hate you right now. But we'll see what happens.
I think Deanne kind of chopped down any more any more potential conflict. You know, instead of siding with her son, she said, you know, look, guys, these guys are here. You guys are either going to accept them or, you know, basically get out at some level.
Usually, I mean, it could hopefully stop there. Ideally, in a perfect world, it would just stop there. But being human beings and seeing as how he's kind of like a tool, I'm sure he's just going to not sit well with him, and he might try and throw something over eventually. And then, you know, Rick's new girlfriend, her husband, apparently, I'm sure that he's going to be at some point a character who has some kind of conflict with Rick. So those two people, I feel like in the future we might see some sort of conflict erupt between them and the group.
So we saw this this interaction between Deanna's son and the group. Sam, how do you feel about like Rick becoming a cop? How's that gonna create more conflict, do you think? Or is it gonna create more conflict with her son?
Well, I just think with any character, like, just seeing that your mother takes someone else's side, you know, that, like, sort of, like, takes a toll on you. You're like, well, that's the one person that was supposed to be on my side. She's taking theirs.
You could probably, like, start something deeper in the group and say, like, I can't believe these guys are here. Like, he was already asking, why did you let them in?
Yeah.
That's gonna just stir up way more conflict that we might see boil up later on in the show.
But that just makes you think, like, when, like, Deanna's making the decisions to bring this group inside, like, is she consulting it with the community? Because I feel like if they had the same intentions as she did, like, they see them as a strong group that they need.
Yeah.
But obviously no one else is seeing that because they're having a problem with them.
That's a good point. She probably doesn't talk to anybody about it. Do you guys think she should?
I mean, I don't know.
She seems like she knows what she wants.
Yeah.
But you gotta, like, the governor had a right-hand person, whether it was Martinez or the doctor, and I keep forgetting his name, but she probably has a right-hand person, now that you're bringing that up.
I think Deanna, I don't think that she necessarily consulted with the entire group. I do think that she might have, like, some kind of like a council, you know, like a few select people that she kind of talks about these different things with. And I think that they understand that they need like a leader, and I think that's why they reached out to someone like Rick. They understood what he was about. They understood that that group is far more powerful or strong-minded than a lot of their residents that they have in the safe zone right now. You know, and even as far as like Aiden the son or whatnot, I think, you know, for as stubborn as he may be, I think he probably understands too that, you know, like he's not going to be the leader of the group. Obviously, he's probably a little bit big-headed and whatnot, but I don't know. I think at the end of the day, his mother would probably set him straight as far as understanding like this is what it is, and there's nothing else that you can do about that.
And from before this point, he was sort of one of the guys that were in charge. He was leading the groups that were outside, scouting. So definitely, this is definitely going to hinder his emotions and feel like, wow, these guys are trying to take over. And I feel like that's just going to create a ton of internal conflict, loads. So like this episode was huge. We saw a lot. We know about Alexandria's safe zone now. We know what's inside to a certain level. We don't know too much detail about everything else. But it's good because our team needs to have a backup plan. And we saw a previous episode, Rick hid his gun in a blender, and like this episode, that gun's not there anymore. Like, what do you guys think?
I think him going back to it, like he put that there for a reason, like sort of like when he hid the bags before they went to tournament. It's like, this is our backup plan. Like if things go to shit, like we're coming back here and taking these weapons. For me personally, I took it, him going back to get the gun, like, oh, like maybe we don't need a backup plan. Maybe I'm just gonna give this a shot. Or I mean, I don't know. He could have. Or
maybe to try to go back to Alexandria with the gun without them knowing.
Yeah, I guess you could have taken it both ways.
Yeah.
But it's missing, so.
Who has it? Who do you think has it?
I have it.
Brandon has it secretly. He's just gonna go postal in this room.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe what was her name?
Jesse?
No. Eden? Yeah. Enid. Sorry, Eden.
Wow.
Sorry, Enid. I don't know.
You think she has it? Possibly.
Maybe.
I mean, we did see that she was the one. She had gone over the gate, and it seems like she was a pro at it, so she's probably been doing it for a while. She could have easily stumbled upon it and taken it, maybe for herself.
Stumble upon a blender just to open it up.
Exactly. And I mean, maybe she has a secret agenda. Ooh.
Yeah, look, we all know the group has been followed for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if they saw Rick put it in the blender and someone grabbed it.
Hashtag put it in a blender.
Wow. So, yeah, this show was great. We played a little fun game in the beginning. I'm going to try to post these questions online to our Would You Rathers, and you guys could give us your choices.
So before we wrap up, I have a question for you guys. So if you were Deanna and you had to give Daryl, Sasha, and Michonne their jobs in Alexandria, what would they be?
Ooh, that's good.
You better comment, viewers or listeners.
Comment on our YouTube page. Comment on our website. I'll have a little section for you guys to write something down. Also, something else. You guys can sort of interact with us. We just got on iTunes, which is awesome. We're a few episodes in, 5 episodes in. So definitely check us out there, all you iPhone users. And we are super excited that this is definitely getting kicked off more. But we definitely want to interact more with you guys. Ask us some questions. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want to hear. If you want to play more, if you want us to play more games, give us some game suggestions. But yeah, so definitely check out our site, guys. We got those questions up. We're gonna have those questions up there for you. Please shoot us a buzz, answer them, and we'll mention you guys on the air. We'll read them, which is awesome. So thanks for listening once again. Tune in next week for another episode. And this is Orlando.
And this is Brandon.
And Denzel.
And Samantha.
Keep it vibing, guys.
Keep it vibing.
Vibing.